The self-growth starts when a childhood phase finished, exactly when you start to work and improve yourself with new knowledge and have a clear view of your future. So when you can understand that your self-growth journey is started, in a philosophy way we can say that since we born we are into our personal growth trip, but every people think different. Today we will talk about what self-growth journey means for me, when it started in my life and when it may start for you. In my opinion, the self-growth journey is the end of the childhood phase and the beginning of the adulthood time. I don't believe that there's a teenager time. In my idea now, I put this phase into the childhood. We can say that for me, childhood starts from 0 to 20 or 24 years. It depends always by the person, by their situation and life. But there's not actually an age for every people where it finishes. Person can be in a childhood phase even though he is 40 or 50 years old. The people who behave like children when actually they are adults. People who never grow mentally, and I'm not talking about mental illness of course, but about that mom or dad that has a family, maybe children, and never take on responsibilities. These kind of people for me are still in childhood phase, not with body but with mind. Now let's talk about when it started for me and when it will start for you also. I can say that for me it started when I was 14 years old, in October 2020. As we know, in 2020 February there was a COVID-19, everything in Italy was closed and no one could get out without several motivations. All of us were at home for 5 months. I still was a child in March, but something started moving me. Of course in that time I didn't notice, but now I can say that with all myself that my childhood phase was ending, a new identity was coming out. I met a person online who helped me so much with grow mentally. She has 1 year more than me. We didn't have people to talk because we couldn't get out for the quarantine, and so we brought all of that period. I just wanna say that with her I grew a lot. I became more serious, I thought more about myself, and I just had a mental grow up. In September 2020 I met a new person, but always online chat. She was the second one who helped me so much growing mentally. In that time, with her, I understood what I wanted to do in my life. I became a more philosophical person, started seriously to work and have my first goals of my life. The first one was to learn to draw. I remember that for 1 month, every single day, I did a drawing to improve my skill. I kept that goal for 2 months until December. After I stopped because it was not my real goal. Simply, she loved so much drawings and I wanted to become like her. It's wrong this, what I did, wrong for myself, but it's something that I did to become so today. I understood that it was not good for me and I could not realize it without that experience. Always in October 2020, I had a goal to travel the world. I wanted to become flight attendant. For that I started to learn English by myself at home. My level was really bad, maybe A1 or A2. Every single day I learned in grammar rules. I listened in songs and repeat them with the lyrics. Learning words, this was my goal, my own one. For this I really kept to learn English until the next year, in May 2021, where I got my certification B1. Today I have a YouTube channel in English. I learn new foreign languages with English videos on YouTube and I watch only English contents. It's my second language for everything, even to chat with people. I did it without spending a single euro, just by myself, just for internet. June 2021, when I was 15 years old. Maybe I can say that I didn't have another grow up after the English goal. I joined TikTok making videos about my style clothes and I had a boom. I got a lot of followers. I also wanted to create an online shop for my personalized clothes, but soon I quitted this idea. I still have my own ad papers, but I wanted to use them for my business idea. On the streets of my city and the capital city, people could recognize me. Something like, hey, you are from TikTok, can we take a picture? It was really fun for me, really so much that period. I also started to learn French, but in October 2021 I just understood that I didn't want to be flight attendant anymore. I decided to quit the goal, so it started a dark phase of my life. I didn't have goals and no view about my future. I didn't know what to do, my life, my future, my job, etc. I didn't have motivation to live anymore. I just understood that without a goal I couldn't stay. For a few times I thought to suicide. I thought that if there's no reason to live in this life without a goal, maybe I will find the famous meaning of life after death. Also in that month I started to swim in sport, just because I wanted something to do. Maybe something to keep me alive. I had a big pain also. My hair were long. I used them to hide my head and front face and ears. I didn't have a high self-confidence and self-esteem. I took the decision to cut all my hair, so I don't know if I thought about that time. Later I cut all my purple or green hair to show all of my face and features that I didn't like to the people, to the world. Did it work? Yeah, not completely, but yeah. I really need it for my self-esteem. Show what you don't like about your body to the world and change your bad thoughts. I thought in this way. Fortunately, I found something to do, a new perspective of my future. 2021 2021, the year of my skin success, the Italian group rock, I decided to become a bass player. I saved money for a bass guitar. I found a person who gave me lessons for 5 euros every week. He was a young boy that I met on the streets. I never liked him, but I needed someone of cheap to learn the bass. Every single day I paid and I did practice. My parents didn't give me money for that. With my 5 euros per week, I spent all of them in bass lessons, without getting out or buy other things. Also the guitar, bass and amplifier, I bought them with my saved money. It was 3 January and this is the still password on my phone, the day where I bought my guitar. Until July 2022, I kept to the practice. For 7 months, I just focused on improving myself. Now, I have a beautiful skill. I bought a book for theory. I was learning a new song to play by memory every single day. I decided also to find some people for a band to join in September 2022. Why I quit it? Just, I felt that it was not my road anymore. Again, I changed the goals and perspective of my future. Play the bass and swim every afternoon was really hard honestly, because I didn't have enough time. But I did it. Swimming every day made me stress and I was going in burnout. Also because in that time I started again to learn the French and also Russian. There were a lot of things to do in one day at the same time. I just did it for 1 month maximum and after I could not do it anymore. Quitting French, Russian and swim. I wanted a break time for everything, maybe even my bass guitar if I remember well. Now finish the black time of my life and start the gold time. One day of May, my friend asked me if I wanted to start a gym. I decided yes, and from that for May 2022 I still go there. So my life was gym and play guitar. July I met a new person who helped me maybe more than other people to grow up mentally but also physically now. After the last weeks where I wanted to play 100 songs with the bass and record them myself in July, I understood that I didn't have motivations anymore to play it. I wanted a rock band but it was not my goal anymore. For another time I changed and also the road of my future changed. In that time I didn't have ideas about my future. Literally nothing. I just was with that person almost every day. A difference from the last period where I didn't have motivations and goals to live. I never thought about suicide. In July until October I started to learn the Ukrainian language. I learned 10 words every day and I have a basic grammar rule. I'm not good, but I can survive with my Ukrainian language knowledge. Weeks went by and September came. I didn't really grow up mentally and physically. For first, I finished my alternative style. I just didn't want anymore dress like before. I changed my clothes. Also mentally, I grew so much. A big grow up. I had more good ideas and thoughts. I became more adulthood with mind. In September, also with this person, I understood that I wanted to have a YouTube channel to make money as a job. I already had some thoughts like this, especially in June 2021, where I was about to make my first video, but I was not ready mentally yet. I started to save money for a camera, especially because in that time a person stole my iPhone with better quality camera into the bus and also on the train. 2 phones in 3 weeks. I decided to play this small toy on the streets and I had something like 10 or 25 euros every morning for 2 or 4 hours of play sessions. Stopped it in just a few weeks because I was annoying to the shops and people around, and if they would have called the police, I could get troubles. Why wait to have money to start a YouTube channel? Why I can't record a video now even though I have a bad phone? My current phone where I record every single video is a Redmi 9A, a cheap phone of 100 euros. When I had it, the difference between it and iPhone were so big for me, and they are still big, logically. But that day I just decided to start it. Bad camera or no, I will start. So today is December 2022. January maybe, when I will upload this video on YouTube. Now is December. What I'm doing in my life? If you believe or no, I started also to learn the French. I stopped to learn Ukrainian to focus more on French, so it's 2 months and I learned all the grammar and also achieved my first 100 words in French. I watch sometimes movies and series TV in this language. I already had enough knowledge about the language and words by school and Italian because it's pretty similar like language. How many times I said language? I bought my Sony Z1 camera. I changed the hairstyle. That it means for me a good changes that show to myself that I changed mentally. I hope to not miss other things. This is my story about self-growth journey, began in January 2020, and that will never end. Because I just wanna say that all of your life is a journey. You never stop to learn and improve yourself. This is me, Krys, a story of 14 to 16 years old.